Today I'm going to touch one of those topics that some kind of have mixed opinions on. Now, the people who have mixed opinions on this are based, in my opinion, off of those who have tons of money and those who don't. Now, with those who have a lot of money, large income, like a lot of technology or toys, like, oh, I got, big screen TVs in every room, I got a boat, I got a 12-bedroom house, whatever. They probably measure wealth based off like currency, a number, some sort of value that you can measure in material. Then you have those people on the other side of the scale where they have enough just to get by. They have a very low standard means of living and they're happy. They have a family. They appreciate the little things. And for the longest time, I was sort of in the middle. I have a pretty good job, so I make decent money. And I managed to buy a house with my wife at a young age of 22? 23? Anywho, I bought a house when I was young. Now, to some people, that's like, whoop-de-doo, you managed to have good credit, had decent income, and you managed to get a mortgage, yada yada yada. But there's more to it than that. Growing up, I didn't have a whole lot. So when I was able to say, hey, I own a house, I was the first one that young in my family, between my sister, my mom, just everyone I knew, no one really accomplished something that big. Now, I'm not gonna lie, growing up, I didn't have crap. I got a Nintendo when Super Nintendo came out, or I got a Super Nintendo when the 64 came out. Like, I was always behind. Like, you got a big TV, I had an average TV. You got a nice new car, we had the, 3 or 4 year models before that. And it was just one of those things that I was always used to. And then as time went on, I started making more money and saving and just buying nicer things and, get tax refund and, I'll buy a big screen TV or I'll buy this. And I'm not gonna lie, I started getting a little arrogant and almost douchebaggery. Like, I wanted to brag. Because not all my friends were at that level, and I admit there's times where I was like, haha, I'm better than you. But now I have 2 kids. And yeah, they're gonna be better off than I was growing up. Times are different and whatever. But I don't want to teach them that wealth is based off of how much money you have or how many material possessions you own. So my family and I are moving into an apartment. And I used to tell myself I would never rent because the cost you would pay to rent something like an apartment or a house, you can easily get a mortgage and pay that same amount and own it. And for the longest time, I've always, I wouldn't say talk crap about people that rented like that. I always kind of just had this thought in my mind going, you're wasting your money. But now that I'm doing it myself, and I'll be moving hopefully in about 2 weeks, it just one of those things where it just came to you slowly, where I realized, man, it all makes sense now. Like, I got friends that live in apartments, and I never really talk down about them because they live in apartments, but I've always wondered, why would you pay, $600 for an apartment when you can get a mortgage? And there's more to it than just what the eye sees. And that's where it goes back to the whole, what is wealth? Yeah, I'm going to be in the same situation, but I'll be happy. I'll be out on my own again. And just... I guess next time you see someone less fortunate than you, I guess what I'm getting at is just take a moment. I'm not saying, give them money or help them out. I mean, it would be nice if you could do that, but just when you look at someone less fortunate than you and you naturally think less of them or you talk down of them, look at their life. Are they happy? Are they enjoying what they have? You know, obviously if you're looking at a bum and he's homeless, you're probably not going to be too happy. But I'm saying someone who has a smaller house, crappier car, they may have something there that you don't realize that you don't have. I guess I'm just going to say appreciate the little things. I know I keep looking away, I'm looking at this, I'm looking over here. I don't have no notes or nothing, I'm just in a train of thought.